Welcome to day 12 of the month of tarot, and today we are going to start doing some intuitive practice. So we've been exploring intuition for 2 days, and today we're going to bring it into our reality with a little play. So go grab your cards and let's begin. So, intuition, as I've discussed, is something that we feel within us, and therefore we need to perhaps make space to be able to feel it. It's not like sourcing your mind for information. So, if you ask your mind, oh, what's happening tomorrow, you'll get a very logical response. You can go check your diary, you can look at your calendar, and you will know what is coming up. You may have some plans, you may not, but you have a general idea of when you will wake, when you will eat, the places you might go. So we source our mind and we can kind of create this tick list of I'm doing this, 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 this. Intuition is not the same. Intuition, we need to kind of create space for it to arise, for it to bubble up, for it to be felt within our body. And I do believe that our intuition is felt on all kinds of levels. It is felt within our flesh. You know, when you get goose pimples or you tense up, it's felt within our stomachs when perhaps you feel sick or nervous or butterflies or some kind of uncertainty or unknowing or that funny feeling. There's loads of different ways that it can arise, perhaps tense shoulders, things that we choose not to recognize. We choose not to recognize, but they are certainly there, informing us of something that perhaps goes beyond language. And we do, of course, still need the mind because the mind has to interpret what the body is telling us. And it does that, if you create a cut on your hand, your mind will say, ouch, that hurts. We need to stop the blood. We need to go get a plaster, whatever it is you need to do. But with the intuition, because we've not really been taught how to use it, we haven't got that same aligned, oh, I feel something funny in my tummy about a certain situation. What do I do with that? Well, what we've been trained to do is to ignore it, to think nothing of it, to think no more. Oh, don't worry about that. Don't be daft. Don't be silly. So we're constantly pushing that very real evidence back down. So our mind is kind of trained to, no, not real. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to make some space together just to connect to our intuition on something, and we're going to ask our mind to believe it, and then we'll move forward. So let's bring ourselves into some space, into some peace, into some quiet. So I'm going to ask you to do our 3 breaths with us. So hands over heart and close your eyes. And as a collective, we'll take 3 breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, beginning now. Whenever you've completed your breaths, you might want to just bring yourself into a feeling that you're connecting with something within. So keeping your eyes closed and imagining your knowing, your understandings kind of dropping down into your body. And what I want you to do is to pinpoint an event. So something that is known, that is happening within the next, 24 to 48 hours, something that you know you're going to have to do. So it could be something big like a meeting, a job interview, or it could be something more simple like you're just nipping out shopping, or you've got to do the school run or take the dog for a walk. But just something over the next 48 hours that you have to do and that you're definitely going to do. And just sitting with this event in your mind with your eyes closed and thinking about this thing you have to do. And I want you to just explore and allow any feelings to be liberated from within and to just come to the surface. It may be that not a lot comes up. It might be that it's going to be a fairly uneventful event. And that's fine too. Or perhaps think If that's the case and you really do feel nothing, then perhaps think of something bigger or larger, or maybe a meeting with a certain person, and pinpoint your intuition onto that person. And just give yourself permission to just feel into whatever wants to arise without really putting any expectations on what it is that you're supposed to be feeling. Okay, so just let it come to you. Don't judge it. Don't put loads of words on it. Don't negotiate with it. How does your body feel? How does it change? Can you feel undulations within you? Within the quality of the muscle, of the breath, of just being within your own skin, bringing your attention to that can sometimes feel like, oh wow, here I am. This is where I am all the time, and there's information here. And just try to source it. What feelings are arising as you think about this event, this person, this thing? And you can continue to do this after this lesson as well. So, when you've finished doing that, and again, you can continue on with this in your own time and at your own pace, perhaps apply it to a few different scenarios and situations and just see what the intuition is. And whatever it is, write it down. So as soon as you sort of come out of that intuitive state of connecting and you think, okay, so I'm going shopping and I had a feeling of excitement, or I had a feeling of uncertainty about my day tomorrow, that's fine. Uncertainty is a feeling that perhaps reflects that uncertain things might occur, or that you'll be feeling more uncertain. But without setting too hard an expectation on the event, just writing it down and sitting with it so that when the event actually plays out, you can cross-reference and think, okay, well, was my intuition right about this event? Did something happen that actually was identified by that exercise? Okay, so finally, just to sort of pad out our intuitions, I want you to take a card for that same situation, that event. Okay, so I'm going to take one. I'm laughing because I thought about for the next 2 weeks it's the school holidays. So I have my children here with me, which I love so much, but at the same time it does kind of tie me up. There are things that I cannot do. I guess it can be frustrating. So maybe I'll be feeling the frustration of this as it arises. The nice thing about this card is that it's all easily undone. And I do sometimes get myself in a pickle with the kids where I'm like, I want to do this and I want to do that, and they don't want to do it. And you know how these things go. And I get myself wrapped up in my own thoughts. But it's all really easily undoable, and actually all around me, outside of the initial thoughts, there is freedom. So this card not only kind of speaks really clearly to the event I thought of, but it kind of backs up my intuition, but it also gives me a reminder that it doesn't have to be like that. So say you had an intuition that was like a bit dark or a bit worrying. It doesn't have to be like that. You might be having an intuition about your own responses, which are alterable. So get into the comments. Let us know the event that you thought about, the card that you pulled, the intuition that you experienced, and then pop back here after the event has happened and kind of cross-reference and see how it did come about and how this exercise perhaps helped give you a bit of a heads up about something that you maybe otherwise would not have known. Okay, back again tomorrow. Bye.